How's everyone doing today? So I haven't done a live stream for a while. I've been kind of busy doing some other things, running some errands and such, and getting some things organized, kind of trying to see what my next move's gonna be. Actually gonna be heading off to South America pretty soon, within the next 40 days or so. So that's what I'm doing. See if anybody joins us. Probably not. I haven't really been too persistent with the live stream, but I'm gonna try to jump on here a little bit more often. I have hey, how you doing, buddy? I have some articles that I was writing. I'm going to be posting those on various subjects. I actually am doing a blog article on Excalibur, actually, and I'm linking this to astrotheology and syncretism. And also some Shakespeare. So I'll be posting the links to those articles. If you go on Instagram under the same name, Podcast Ignorance of the Masses, you can even type it into a search engine and you'll find it, and be able to read the blog articles. I haven't completed them because it's pretty heavy research. I mean, it's not real heavy, but it's sort of heavy. We have the equinox coming up here shortly on the 21st. Halloween, All Hallows Eve, aka Samhain, right? Samhain. Ancient holiday. Quit blabbing. Okay. The sun in reverse. This is going to be the base card for today's reading. Devil in reverse. Top card. Five of Pentacles reversed. Reverse cards. Seven of Swords reversed. The Empress. The Three of Cups reversed. So the Sun, this represents, I could kind of relate this to the collective right now, in the sense that there's a lot of people kind of like hustling and bustling right now, that things have kind of, you know, picked back up again. And so you're seeing kind of like people like not steering away from, but just becoming more ground into the earthly pursuits of life. It's how I would put this card reverse, what that would mean even to an individual. If I was giving this reading to an individual, that's how I would state this is even a lack of consciousness and a more of a regard for earthly gains, right? But it can also mean a lack of growth spiritually. Like maybe you haven't even obtained any amount of spirituality. So it can even be that maybe you haven't even begun doing the great work, right? Upon your own vessel, right? You have the Devil reversed. So maybe like after you contemplate this card, you come to the realization that that you have lost consciousness, and that you need to start to obtain the consciousness that you need to gain upon realizing. For those of you just joined, I don't know how long you've been on here, but I did a 6-card pool with the Sun reversed as the base card. And the next is the Devil, which can mean you've come to the realization that you've lost consciousness, or maybe you haven't even begun the great work upon your own life. And so you start to actually see this now, and you actually begin to reflect on perhaps what it is that has thwarted your spiritual progress, right? At this point. So you have the Five of Pentacles reverse is the next card. Now the Five of Pentacles reversed is going to be actually being able to pull yourself out of this situation after having come to the realization of this, right? It's going to be able to actually, you're going to come to the realization, and you're going to maybe even have to stop following the advice of somebody else, right? Or this, so perhaps you've obtained this, and maybe you've been following the advice of somebody. So this could be like a family, a friend, a co-worker, anybody. It could be anybody that you interact with on a somewhat normal basis. It can even be somebody that you read, right? It could be somebody that you read that maybe you admire, that you read, that maybe you've kind of taken on their philosophy, right? So at this point, you kind of like come to the realization, like maybe this individual doesn't really, not that they don't know what they're talking about, but maybe their path isn't suiting what it is I need to pursue in my life, right? So you have the Seven of Swords reversed is the next card. Seven of Swords reversed. And this can mean after coming to this realization that you don't need all the stuff that it is that you thought that you needed before, whether it is these commitments to these outside entities, these outside things that have hindered you, right? Perhaps you, after coming to this realization that these things have hindered you, you come to this realization that, maybe I don't need all these things, right? After all, whatever it may be, whether it's items or maybe it's people or whatever, right? It could be whatever. All right. But then there's the Empress, okay, which is, it really does actually changes kind of, it could either, you could read this a few different ways, like at least two different ways. Like the Empress, after you come to this realization that, maybe after having all these doubts, you see that the things of which you were seeking to obtain that you thought were weighing you down, in the end, you're actually going to become to succeed living a bit more high up on the horse, and a little bit more of luxury, right? And a little bit more of what it is that you wanted, right? And also you had the symbol of Venus in this card, which represents love, right? Passion, right? Not necessarily to flesh, but it can be that, but it can also be passion to with anything else in life, right? So maybe after realizing all this stuff, you come to gain insight into something that you were passionate about, right? Because that's what the symbol of Venus represents. So after having coming to this realization is that you can now reflect, right? Because this is a card about reflection also, because anytime you're sitting down and just staring and kind of gazing, you have a chance to kind of reflect, right? So from this you see growth, right? Spiritual growth, because you're surrounded by growth, right? And then you have the Three of Cups reversed. Okay, so this card essentially shows you that you don't really have to listen to the individuals who are telling you that perhaps you had to go a certain path, and that perhaps these individuals are gonna somehow, or even thoughts or past deeds or anything, are gonna come back and maybe try to want to say they're the ones that did everything for you, right? Like essentially, like there's a parable in the Bible, that says, don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing, right? So these would be the people that, let you know that they let you know the left hand what it's doing to the right hand, right? So that would be these individuals that basically would sound the trumpet, that they're they've done all these great things for you, right? And they're gonna tell everybody in town, right? They're gonna tell the whole town they did all these great things for you, right? So that's essentially the reading for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll try to give more readings. I actually want to do more astro chart readings. Even come on here and do some for free. I offer readings. If you check the page, if you want reading done for an astro chart reading, I can do them up to no more than $20 is what I charge for those. If anybody's ever interested in that. The lowest I will go on them is definitely no less than 12 on a real basic astro chart reading, but I will do an astro chart reading for around $24. That's a semi pretty basic and a really good price for an astro chart reading, a full-on astro chart reading. I'll give you more advanced astro chart readings to around, say, $40 if that interests anybody, and the most advanced I'd probably go is probably like $50 on a really detailed, really in-depth astro chart reading, where I would actually cover every element that you can almost even imagine about you. So I hope that you enjoyed everything. Don't 100% put those prices in concrete. That's just like a general rough estimate of what I would charge for those services. So I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to tune in, check out my Instagram, check out my blog articles. I hope you have a great day.